Put a smile on somebody's face. Try to make this world a better place.
This is where I found out it is easier to take the axe head off and then split it rather than trying to do it while it's still on the handle. Royal pain. What we're using here is fingernail polish remover I got from the dollar store. Okay, this is the easiest way to remove the axe head from the handle. And as far as removing the axe head from the handle first, this is the best way to split them after that, or that I've found, especially if you want to keep the handle, because that first one I showed at the beginning of the video, I messed the handle up, so I had to shorten it a bit for something else. And this is just, I have made a little stencil so I knew roughly what shape to make the axes to get that long beard shape. If you're doing this for the first time, do not be surprised how many grinding wheels and cutting wheels you go through making one of these, because there's nothing special about the axes, but they just eat the grinding and cutting wheels up. I went through multiples on single axes sometimes. So what I found for the inside of the Longbeard axe here is a Dremel tool. I saw some guys doing that with files, and I'm not sure what the hell kind of file they have. Every time I did it, it rubbed the files smooth instead of rubbing the axe smooth. So here is my ingenuity at work here, using a clamp to keep both sides pressed together and a piece of wood to support the center so I could tack it. And these axes were so poorly manufactured. The thickness on them are, I mean, they're cheap, so you get what you pay for, and I'm not using it to hew trees down with. So anyway, as far as the welding goes right here, once you tack it, I found I'm using a wire welder, which is obsolete. They don't even make parts for it anymore. I got it from my grandfather. I'm using flux core welding. You can see I am outside. There's like little to no wind, which is good for this flux core. It works better if there is no wind. I'm not sure if you can see very well on this, but on this one I'm welding from bottom to top, I think. No, I went from top to bottom. This one did not turn out well. It is easier for me personally to weld from the bottom going up, if it's standing up vertical like this, from the bottom up. The bottom up weld turned out great. This one that you just saw clearly from me going from the top to the bottom did not turn out well. I'm not sure why. I've talked to different welders, and I don't know. I can't. Everybody has their own way of doing it, so just whatever works for you. So I'm just rubbing some of the slag, or whatever you call that crust that gets on the flux core shielded. Anyway, this axe is still piping hot, like you put it in a pan in a bowl of water. Apparently, here in a minute, I will discover there is a hole in my glove right there. Ouch! I cooked that spot on my finger. It's pretty nice. So make sure your gloves don't have holes in them. So once I managed to weld this together so that it didn't fall apart, which it never did, but anyway, my welding skills aren't that bad. Anyhow, the one thing that I didn't show in the next video, once I got the two axe pieces put together, is the hours I spent with 220 grit sandpaper and going all the way up to 4,000 that I got from an auto body shop to make that thing shine like a mirror. And I had to do most of it by hand because at the time I didn't have quite the appropriate stuff. So if you're wondering where the rest of the stuff went, well, this is just the basic getting it smooth enough to hand polish. I meant to say thank you for watching. If you would, don't forget to like and subscribe. And stay tuned for next week. It'll be part 2.